All right, good afternoon everybody, it's Jay again. So this is going to be kind of a fun one today, and this is going to be a little instructional video, and this kind of pertains to everybody because I'm sure you all have had this happen to you in this situation and maybe you didn't quite know what to do. Okay, so we've got a tree here, and we're going to talk about this African tulip tree real quick. So this is one that I have in the back and I've got it under the canopy, but it still froze off. Okay, so what happens to the tree when it either freezes, the top freezes on the tree, or a high wind comes through, like say a monsoon comes through and it snaps your tree right in half, okay? Well, suppose you're wanting another single straight trunk on your tree again, okay? You want it back because you want this thing to grow nice and true and straight again. Well, how do you do it? Because what ends up happening is the top of the tree freezes, okay? So here's how you do this. Here's how you get your central leader back straight again. So the top freezes, okay, or it breaks off in the wind. So you do nothing, okay? You just wait for it to start to grow. So it'll start new branch sets where all the leaflets were, but you don't know which one is going to be the most active or the top of the bearing branches. So you just have to wait. All right, so now you've got this stick and it froze off or it broke off. So now you're waiting on it. Spring comes around or monsoons are over with and it's going to start to grow. So you'll see 2 or 3 little branches start to come out. All right. Well, they're always going to come out the sides because the top part has been frozen. So what you do is you wait for that very top one to come out. Then what you do is, I don't know if you guys can see it real well on here, but what I did was a back cut. So I started here at the top and I made a 45-degree cut on the back of this limb that's coming out. And what that does is it allows the pressure to be taken off of the tree, and it will allow this branch, which used to come straight out of the side, it allows it to start to migrate. So it's going to migrate towards the top. It's going to straighten itself out, straighten itself out, straighten itself out. It's going to close right there where you cut it, or it froze, or it snapped. And then eventually this will migrate so that it's a completely straight trunk again, and nobody will ever know the difference that plant took any damage. All right, so I'm going to show you another example in the front. So that's a really good example of this one. This one is on its way there. You can see it's already starting to heal that graft. All right, so let's talk about a mulberry in the front real quick. Little different situation, but same rules. All right, so we're up front now. Hopefully this is not too hard to see. I've got the afternoon sun kind of blowing me out on the right side here, so hopefully you guys can still see the video. So this is a little different of a situation, and this is actually a mulberry that was a straight trunk, and then it came up to about, I don't know, maybe my chin height, and then it split into 2. It was a branch tree, okay? So it went one direction, and it went the other direction. Well, I didn't want that, especially depending on the situation that you have. I wanted this mulberry to go up nice and straight to get out of the way of this other mulberry that I have right up here against the house. Okay, so I wanted him a single trunk, so I did. You do the same thing. So you pick which fork that you want, and then you're going to do a back cut, a 45-degree back cut, starting in the crotch of that tree, back cut until the branch is gone. Now you can see this one is already starting to do its thing. Get us out of the sun here. So it's starting to heal over where I cut it, and you can also see that it's already starting to migrate. So it's already starting to become a straight trunk. And eventually that'll all close up and you'll never even know that branch was there ever. Okay, so let's go look at an example of one that's already healed and sealed up. All right, so now we're in the back and we're gonna look at this silk floss tree that I have in the backyard. And this was the same situation. So this tree doesn't like frost, so it froze off. And it froze off right here. Now you can see he has healed and become a perfectly straight trunk. Whereas it used to be, it froze and then I just lopped it off straight, and then a little branch grew out of the side, just like on the African tulip tree that I just showed you. Grew out the side, and I was like, well, I don't want that. I want it to be a nice straight trunk again so that I can get way more height out of this trunk, because I don't want the canopy to start that low. I want the canopy to start much higher. As you can see here, I got it kind of trained to shoot up now, straight up, exactly the way I want it. And you can virtually not even find the damage. I mean, this is healed so nicely. Just straight here. Now you can see where the transition is, and if I walk around, if I can even get around this thing, if I can get around this, you'll see where it used to be here. So see, that has almost completely healed up now. See the ridges there, the top there? That's where it has pulled itself over, like I was talking about. See it better over here. Okay, so this is a real good example. So you can see where the original tree was, and you can see where that branch has migrated over on top of this trunk again to seal it, to give me a nice straight trunk again. So that is how to reattain your central leader on your fruit trees, or to get a nice straight trunk again on your shade trees, or anything else that you want to get a single trunk again, that you don't want the canopy to start that low. And that is how we do it. All right, guys, thank you for watching.